Oops. Let's unmute myself. All right. Hello, everyone. Okay, you are. I'm like, please talk. Or did I lose you? Hi guys. So we're doing Danganronpa again. Lemur has some family coming over, so we're doing this again. We are at our first class trial.
Yeah.
So recap, Monokuma killed Junko to show what happens if we don't play along with class trials. We started looking for a new girlfriend or, investigating the crime scene where Sayaka might have used the sword and the incinerator that Taka put Hifumi in charge of. Now we're going into our first class trial to prove that we didn't steal Edgeworth's lunch money or, that someone else killed Sayaka, not us. Our Gato surviving student count is 13. Before we start, we're going to go ahead and set our skills, and I'm going to knock my microphone off. It's fine.
No.
So if you remember correctly, there we go. We have melodious voice, because I think we got that from Sayaka when we hung out with her. So that increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed, effective during bullet time battle. Do we have anyone else? Doesn't look like we got one from Chiaki. So, all right, we ready?
And again, we didn't give them a present.
So sometimes you get skills and sometimes you just get extra points that you can set skills on. So we gonna do this? We ready for our first class trial?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Alright, I'll rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Yeah, this is gonna work.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
There
What's
goes our
going
brain
on
cell.
with those pictures?
Brain cell.
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Not a good enough reason to use the word penetrate.
Oh.
Friendship.
Especially not with him in the room.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
All right, it's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. We're going to hear more. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you've found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim and fire with the triangle button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the options button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. So we'll get to see this in action. Alright, so we have only one bullet, evidence of a struggle.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by
Okay, and I'm
surprise while she was in the bathroom.
Okay, apparently that's not it.
She didn't even
Oh, there we go.
have a chance to resist.
Oh.
I anticipated it too early. Alright, we've made our break.
Broke.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and
Exactly,
hide.
or else
The
why
killer
would the
followed
long
her in,
travel back
and that's
to
where they
you?
finished the job.
Well, also remember that Chihiro never left the gym. So she never got to see our room.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even
Don't be
need
mean to
explaining.
Chihiro, she's cute.
So,
Yeah, be nice.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Alright, on to another non-stop debate. Time to make our argument. Alright, we only have one bullet again, the kitchen knife set.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No, that's wrong.
Counter.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was
This
a
sort of
kitchen
seems
knife.
like arguing semantics, but like,
Yeah.
also we're the one doing it, and so often in Phoenix Wright, we're like so far off the rails that it's not normal. So I'm kind of okay with this.
Yeah. Agreed.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
I mean, she definitely lured someone in there to kill him, but
You could sort of see the weapon
then
sticking
out of
her stomach.
self-defense, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Fuck you.
right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point
Thank
of the
you,
trial?
Brain Cell.
Yes.
Well, we can
Best
talk all we
brain
want. It's
cell.
not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Let's go ahead and hear some more. You can concentrate by holding down the R1 button. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright. So we have always a count. So this is what happens when we concentrate.
that the kitchen knife
Was the murder weapon.
Slow down time.
It does not happen for very long though, let me just say.
In the kitchen, right? You did it in secret. Nobody was in the dining hall.
No, that's wrong.
We will need that later. Right now they're going fairly slowly, but I do remember
Okay, wait.
they're
Hold
gonna
on.
speed up.
I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a
Look at
witness?
us, we're a shrimp.
do
We
you
can't
think,
do
Hina?
anything.
I mean, it doesn't help that it was Sayaka who was killed. Although she is an idol, and with those dance routines, she could probably like just kick our ass. So
Yeah, she got strong legs. We don't. We scrawny.
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
And we don't work out. Look at us.
exactly.
What damage would that do? Nothing.
Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
Thank you,
The
Hina.
knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
This seems like a stretch considering the fact that only one of us can get out, but
Right.
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words,
Okay.
two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting.
yeah, so it
from
doesn't really make sense to be an accomplice.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rules?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case!
They're getting impatient.
Did
Hurry
I
up.
say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
who did take
I'm not the
knife?
killer.
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the
Whoops, sorry,
dining
Hina.
hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Wow.
Sure, but can you or anyone else?
I feel like I kind of got her in trouble here.
I can.
That's right.
Oh wait. we
Sakura
got
was with me
Sakura
the
on our
entire
side.
time I was drinking my tea.
That's good. We need someone on our side.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
But
He has
then,
to ask.
couldn't either one of them have grabbed the
I mean,
knife?
to be fair, they've only known each other like 3 days, but still,
Actually,
there's
no.
only 15 of them.
Because,
Or
Exactly.
there
well,
were only 15 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means
I mean,
we have
I would.
airtight alibis.
Exactly.
I would make sure Sakura's my bodyguard.
Exactly. And look, this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship, you know?
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem. A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's
Okay.
unwholesome.
Which one of them is the boy?
Yeah.
But I'm a girl.
Oh my god,
You
Taka.
are?
Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh, I'm so sorry.
You should be
But if it
ashamed
wasn't
of
either
yourself.
of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Actually, I mean, traditionally speaking, Sakura is a girl's name.
Yep.
Traditionally speaking. So, Taka, no offense, but what?
Well, he doesn't have a lot of brain cells, we'll just say that.
Yeah.
Someone who's not here. Are you talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, She wound up dead.
Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen had to have been Sayaka.
Monokuma.
Yeah, it was clearly Monokuma.
Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen.
Super glad she grabbed a knife last night before asking us to switch rooms. It's fine.
As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
The person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
Yeah, that suddenly opened us up again.
What?
See? He did do it after all.
Also, I hate the, like, back and forth thing in their profiles on the side when they accuse us.
No, you're wrong.
They just look like they're like vibrating.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Argument instead
That's
of
weird.
stall off in the wrong direction. You possess a most terrifying.
I don't know what effect they're going for, but whatever it is, it's not good.
Right.
Damn! If I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see,
Brain
if the
souls
room
at it
did belong to the
again.
killer,
Thank you.
then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's
Thank
the
you,
killer.
Kyoko.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
No. Okay, your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Let's hear about it. As things advance further in a class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left stick to aim and press the triangle button to shoot the desired letters. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun.
No.
Something that should have been at the scene but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. If we can just figure out what that something is... Okay, let's see what letters we got.
Yeah.
Alright, it's only 4 letters. Oh, hair.
Yeah.
Do I have to do H first? Wait, no. There we go, finally.
Here.
Now I understand.
Okay, I don't know why it wouldn't let me do it before, but you know what?
Interesting.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had
Then
ever
why
been
would
there.
you just leave her in there?
Right.
If you're going to remove a trace that someone was killed in there, you might want to get rid of the body.
That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one
Yay,
and
it
the same.
wasn't me.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Thank you, Kyoko.
Are you sure we can
Yay,
decide something
brain
so
cell.
important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto
Thank
couldn't
you,
have done it.
Kyoko.
I would like to hear
You're my
these
favorite.
reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Do. My tool? It's the doorknob. The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is the object that the killer broke. Alright.
I don't know.
Time message.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond
Yay,
suspicion.
Kyoko!
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you
You're
understand.
so smart. I love you.
I know, she's my favorite. Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates, so let's find out. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there is essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. So basically, talk shit, and no one's going to believe you. Now this is important, because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright. So, we only have one bathroom door frame.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Okay.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
Nope, that one's bullshit.
No, that's wrong.
Sayaka had not locked it. Because the room doesn't have a lock.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yep, true as true.
It's pretty sad when you have to ask for the stuffed bear for evidence.
For confirmation,
Yeah.
yep. That's sad.
But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy
Wow,
door.
thanks.
That's not lucky
great.
at all.
Yeah.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked, so they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime was they didn't know that the crime took place in our room, because if it took place in Sayaka's room, then the door could have been locked.
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say
Well, to be more specific, what the killer
Wow,
didn't
that was
know
so
was that
high-pitched, I
Makoto
heard
and
it.
Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom.
So funny.
If Sayaka had been in her own room,
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. The killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite
God damn it.
possibility.
It's not just a
Killer
possibility.
would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't
Thank
have
you,
done
Toko. That's what I've been trying
Finally.
to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
Ikumi, if
Quit
you
with
quit
the-
now,
Quit without saving.
then you die, and also you take everyone with you, so...
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you.
You don't gotta sound
Like,
so
oh,
disappointed.
you.
It's fine,
Wow,
it's fine. Just ask
rude.
your question.
Poor Hina.
Oh yeah. Okay, so,
Rip.
well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
I am going to bury you.
Hello? Why
This man deserves a
exactly
big
can't
ass
that be
slap
it?
in the face.
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because... Let's see... Sayaka had originally asked Makoto to switch with her when someone attempted to force their way into her room and she became frightened. There we go.
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
See, and if she was really scared, she could have just, like, went and had a sleepover with Sakura and Hina. But no.
Exactly.
The same...
Chose us.
Exactly, like, who's gonna choose us if you feel scared?
Right, I would choose Sakura.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil, and these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective
Wow.
shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint.
He's so
Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words.
When I saw that, I was like, holy
Yeah,
crap!
I hope Sayaka
better make
didn't
sure I
want
rip
to
the
go to
paper
our
out
room to
before I use
basket
it
our
from
scent
now on.
because we definitely didn't want that for us.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
No.
old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room. Huh? Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Then, that note, Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her
We're
way
such
of
a
getting in
naive
touch with
couple.
a certain
We are.
someone.
She smiled
She
at
must
us. She
have
was
slid it under
perfect.
their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation,
Wow.
what young man could resist?
Get away.
Of course,
Bye.
I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any
Wow.
effect on me.
Sure, Jan.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Alright, into another non-stop debate.
Woo!
Alright, we have the dorm nameplates.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the
I
place
don't
they
think
were
the
asked
note
to
ended
come
up in
to,
incinerator.
it specifically says my
Otherwise,
room.
how would have Kyoko found
I
it?
see.
Well,
So
she didn't find it,
someone
remember?
wrote
She
that
shaded
note,
over it from
Then
the
they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
imprints on
Exactly. The room that
Oh,
Makoto
okay.
was staying in.
on the notepad,
So
remember?
in other
Oh, right,
words,
right.
even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that
Okay.
way.
The killer went to my room instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that is, it has to be because of what got switched between mine and Sayaka's rooms.
Sayaka
Our
and Makoto
son.
switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place
Clue,
they
a
were
clue.
asked to come to, it specifically says my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly.
The room that Makoto.
Sorry, you're wrong.
No, it's wrong.
Bye.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was...
In the comments,
Well,
there's a
of course
cute
it wasn't you,
story
right,
about
Makoto?
Blue finding the last clue by themselves on the big musical.
Aww,
Cute.
that's sweet.
So nice.
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
Sayaka.
There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only other person who knew we had switched rooms. Sayaka. Technically, there's nothing that
You
says
and
that
Sayaka were the
Monokuma
only
couldn't
ones who
have,
ever
but
knew about us switching
True.
rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
there's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the
Kyoko's
answer
got this
lies.
all figured out, and we're just like chasing after her, like,
Right.
what?
It's like she already knows, and she's trying to tag her spoilers.
She's like holding our hands, going, "Come on, you can do it. You got this."
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her.
Buddy, no.
We figured it out.
That doesn't make
we
sense
know
either.
Who did it? Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
Taka,
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
Sayaka fought with your killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was
Yeah, I
a
was gonna
replica
say,
sword at the
like,
murder scene. Was that
if she
perhaps
opened the
used
door
during
and
the
tried
fight?
to stab him right away, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, why would nobody hear that? But all of the rooms are soundproof, so if you're inside, you can't hear anything.
Yep.
Ooh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense.
What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt. Sayaka's wrist, and if we look at it, her wrist is glittery at the injury location.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
Congratulations, Taka.
See. And so the truth draws ever
So you don't get to
closer.
talk, you haven't figured anything out yet.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room, and what led to Sayaka's death, that's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But just like with weak spots, only one of these bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press the L1 button to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release the L1 button to cycle through each bullet. Or you can hold down the L1 bullet, then use the left stick to select a specific bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck and have fun. I think we're on normal if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have the replica sword sheath, we have the kitchen knife set, and we have the replica sword.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly
Okay, so I
what
think
happened.
in order to defend herself, I assume that she must have grabbed the sheath. If the person with the sword really did attack first, there's no explanation for how a certain part of the sword got damaged. Yep.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
Apparently that was not it. What? You think something I said is wrong? Oh, I need to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Okay, well, apparently that wasn't it.
When the fighting broke out, The culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak
Is there
attack.
another weak spot that I missed?
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Okay. There's no explanation how a certain part of the sword got damaged. Okay, well.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit
We're just gonna
grabbed
start,
the sword,
I guess
and
we'll
that's
say
when the first blow was
this is a
dealt.
sword-based sneak attack.
A sword-based sneak attack.
Okay, apparently that was it.
No, it's wrong.
We knew it was the sheath, we just didn't know which statement.
Right.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
Mood.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the
What
knife?
are you doing, bringing a sword into a knife fight?
Yeah.
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and...
Yeah, I think you're running out of steam
Sorry,
there, man.
but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
The part of her body that shows she never used the sword, if you wanted to use her sword, which part of your body would have to touch it? That would be her palm.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she
That
washed her
could be.
hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why
Who has
do
time
you
to
say
wash
that?
their hands while
Is
they're
it
being
because
attacked?
you think I'm ugly?
Really?
I mean, to be fair,
Oh
what
my
else
God.
is she doing in there? She closes
What
herself in
the
the bathroom and, like... Yes, Toko, it's because you're ugly.
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's a certain regulation that talks about what happens to the bathrooms at night. The water's off.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oh god.
Girl, it's been like 3 days.
Girl.
I'm not shaming anyone because, like, I know you guys have had a couple days, you know, being stuck in this, but, like, ma'am, you should probably shower.
Yes, please, Lord.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
Oh shit. Tell him.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
What world is that a compliment?
Yeah, what?
Insult, obviously.
Oh no, man, that
So
guy
anyway,
sucks.
if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword.
This man, on
But
the other hand,
hold on.
probably has showered every
That's right.
single day
And
at
the one
every
who damaged
single
the sheet
hour.
with the kitchen knife was-
Look, he is wearing white, so like...
He has to.
The one who damaged the sheath would have had to be the one without the sword. Which would be... Okay, wait. Okay, the one who damaged the sheath would have to be the one without the sword. Sayaka was the one without the sword.
I got it!
There was a couple of double negatives in there.
Right, and I was like, eh.
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked
Bum,
first
bum,
was...
bum.
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
Girl, if you want to be my girlfriend so bad, like, you don't have to throw Sayaka
Right.
under the bus. She's already dead, ma'am.
Right.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
So maybe she wasn't applying for the role of girlfriend after all.
Oh.
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room,
for what?
that would implicate Makoto.
To accuse us of murder.
Nice. 10 out of
But
10.
for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan
Yep.
seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat
Thank
behavior.
you.
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing.
That's the
which is why
nicest
out of
thing he's
all of
ever
us,
said
she
to
asked
us.
him to
I think that's
switch
the
rooms.
nicest thing, like, just about anyone has said to us so far. But,
True. We're all being friends.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely
thanks,
to
Toko.
believe?
That's so nice of you to save me.
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned
That's
to
called
murder.
karma kicking in, like, real sudden.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Please don't.
The heck?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we
Just
can't
tell
uncover who
everyone,
murdered
Kyoko.
Sayaka,
Oh my god,
it's
we're
over for
wasting
all of us.
time. Like, I get it, it's for the game and everything. But like, girl, if you know, like, wouldn't you just tell them right away so that everyone can live?
Like, to be fair, is everyone really going to listen to her is the question.
Okay, you right.
Yeah, right. Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left.
The incinerator.
Alright. What do we got? We have her dying message. 11037.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it.
Well.
But there just aren't any more clues, right?
I'm not even gonna wait. I'm just gonna counter that.
Yeah.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining. Wait,
Her
what did you say?
dying message.
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in
Turn
there.
it upside down. Yeah.
Before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
There's no question that Sayaka wrote that message, and I can prove it because of her left index finger. Oops. I keep hitting the triangle button because that's the present button for Phoenix, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
That could only be because she
We're so
used
used
that
to
finger to
doing
write the
one thing.
message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? 1, 1,
Turn it
0,
upside
3, 7?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning
I
in
love
these
how both us
numbers.
and Mondo went, you know what? 5 numbers? Chihiro's a programmer. That's gotta mean something, right?
Right.
You know numbers and shit, right?
Of course. It's because
It's not in
they're
0,
not
1, 0, 1,
numbers.
0, 1.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
So it's
yeah,
hard.
It looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like 2 numbers and more like 1 letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Someone's about to have
You might
a real
finally
bad
just
day.
said something worth
Yeah.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really
It says
is an
Maya.
N,
No.
Yeah.
N037 doesn't make any more sense
Okay,
than
come on,
before.
guys.
Wow.
It's no use. I just don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Kyoko's over here like, oh my god, guys.
Right. She's losing faith in all of us as we speak.
Huh? Rotate it. I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Can you guys not flip it 180 degrees?
Oh my god. Guys.
Sayaka's dying message reveals the real killer's name. If you turn her message 180 degrees, it should become crystal clear. Alright. If you turn it 180 degrees, you get...
Monaco.
Apparently, he's like at the very end of the list. So remember when I said you can accuse someone who's dead? This is how you accuse someone who's dead. Okay.
Okay.
Leon.
Here's my answer.
What up, boy?
Is it 11037 or is it
mystery
Leon?
was simply to rotate
It
the
is
writing
definitely
180
Leon.
degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters
True.
L-E-O-N.
Considering that they're Japanese high schoolers, they wouldn't think like the alphabet right away.
True.
But to us,
L-E-O-N.
we're like, oh yeah, it's like
Leon.
the the American alphabet. There you go.
Like, to be fair, I don't know exactly how this was in Japanese. Whether they had to localize that. Because I assume maybe they localized his name as well.
True.
So.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No.
Wow.
It's not random at all.
Bitch, that's a stretch.
She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
Guess what, bitch? I just did.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
The evidence that Leon tried to get rid of? It's that thing I found on the ground in front of the incinerator, right? Yay! Which is the burnt shirt piece.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white
Yeah, you
button
can just
up.
look at like every single guy here.
Yeah.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. Is it how it was disposed of, when it was disposed of, or where it was disposed of?
Yeah.
I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash
Kind of
room,
weird
right?
that you know that, but yeah.
And
Yeah.
obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it
To
on.
be fair,
either.
like, we've talked about the trash room several times since this investigation started, so there's nothing that would have stopped him from, you know, going in and finding it out for himself, but...
You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, buddy, that's you.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. Alright, what do we got? Non-stop debate, let's make our argument. The shattered crystal ball.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy.
No, you don't.
No, that's wrong.
Sorry, man. You don't have to get close to the incinerator to destroy it.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the
Yeah,
evidence.
this is our chance to
without
sacrifice
using
you
the
for me,
trash
but
room
then we
key.
all die.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Probably not if we all die, but let me just say, it is tempting.
But if you can't
The
get
thought is
past
there.
the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but...
But how would you use it?
The killer had to use the glass ball in a certain way, which was, did they divine with it, did they roll it, or did they throw it?
Definitely divine with it, but throw it is more accurate.
I got it!
They saw the future.
The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw that through a gap in the gate?
Remember
Yeah.
what you said before, Hifumi?
You gotta do flashback.
Oh, has someone turned the incinerator on? Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy. No.
Fumi had the key. So the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening
Like, to be fair,
gate.
unless you want to call the ultimate baseball player a fairy.
They obtained
Once
second
they got
power
the
with
incinerator
it and
going,
their newfound
all they had to
telekinetic
do was
ability
pull up
to
the
throw
shirt
it.
and
Yes,
toss it in.
I like that better.
Hey,
As
come
Rath
on.
Metry on
What the
Zimthos.
hell is this?
Yes.
All you have to do is look at
Exactly.
the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just
Yeah,
hold
buddy,
on.
this is all falling apart for you.
But the
Also, your
distance
shirt
from
looks
the gate
bloody.
to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be
Would
impossible.
it?
Difficult.
Unless you're the ultimate baseball player.
Possible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
It wouldn't have been much of a challenge at all for the killer, because is he the ultimate clairvoyant, is he the ultimate fanfic creator, or the ultimate baseball star?
Baseball.
I
See this, we've been joking about it all night.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
I wish it was.
Any idea how
I wish
stupid
it was
you
the
sound right
fanfic
now?
one, but no.
I'm sorry, the way he said that, he just accused Leon. Oh my god. Leon!
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer. These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong. I'm telling you.
You still won't admit it? Okay,
I love
then.
how his
Makoto,
goatee decided
go
to be
ahead and
scared
review
as
the
well.
incident one more
Did you
time
see
to
how
make his crime
spiky
perfectly clear.
It's scared.
And with that, we can end
Yes,
this.
even his
Listen to
goatee
me.
is scared.
What the hell do you
Look at
mean
that!
in
Oh my
this?
god!
Say
That's
what
cray
you want,
cray.
Leon. But all the questions have been answered. And the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Yeah, so it's been confirmed he has a sentient goatee.
Alright, closing arguments are about to begin. Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic, there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press the X button, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright. So, my room was the scene of the crime. The incident began when the killer entered. Okay, so, oh, I can move this. Okay, this looks like entering, right? Alright, so then... okay, that's how I move. Okay, so Sayaka sees him, tries to stab him. So then he tries to defend himself with the sword. She goes at him again. Okay, so he takes the sword out of the sheath, hits her with it. The knife falls out of her hands. I'm having to really infer what some of these are, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay, so then she runs inside the bathroom. Locked, but doesn't lock the door because it doesn't lock. Killer can't get it open. He takes the screwdriver to the doorknob so that he can get in. He stabs her. Oops.
Chat says I think you should switch the one with him backing up into the sword and the one with him defending with it.
These two?
Oh, true. Because then how else would he know that it's there? Unless he backed up into it and be like, oh! Fast reflexes. This looks like a bat! I know how to bat.
There we go.
That makes sense.
Okay, so... Okay, so... She dies. Act 3. He takes off his clothes. Picks up the lint roller. Lint rollers the entire room. Goes to the incinerator. Takes the crystal ball that I assume must be bigger than that, or maybe what's his face just got ripped off. Okay, so then he ties it to the sword, but it doesn't quite all burn. Oh wait, never mind. That's not that one. He throws them in. There we go. Doesn't quite burn.
Here's exactly what
Let's see how we did.
I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier.
Yay, we got it right.
But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
No, I didn't lay out my reasoning right. I need to rearrange the events. Okay, so that one's wrong. Okay, so obviously that is not her dropping it. So it must be her running from it.
Here's exactly what happened. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot, and that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
Da-da-da-da! We did it!
It would appear that Hero simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt. And that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball? You thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object, I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence?
They just gave the
It's all
evidence.
bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to
Excuse me,
acknowledge
we
it!
convict people without evidence all the time in Phoenix Wright, so...
Right, this
you know.
is nothing.
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
I am. I have the evidence? Alright, your first bullet time battle is about to begin. Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you'll engage them in a head-to-head battle. We like to refer to this as the bullet time battle, aka the BTB-BTW. During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm.
It's a rhythm game.
Match your button presses with each tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center. Press the X button to lock onto an opponent's statement. Destroy the statement you've logged onto with the triangle button as the tempo marker reaches the center. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get a tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button. So watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statement will appear. At that point, you can press the triangle button to shoot it down with a truth bullet like any other statement. Refute their statement fast enough and you'll come out victorious. But just like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you will fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, give me a break on this one, guys, because I don't know that I remember how to do this.
They didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
They used something of their own to remove the screws. Could it have been...
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid!
Yes, sir. I have to show indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. Alright. Time for our first BTB.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me!
Okay.
Stupid! You lied! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! Stupid! You lied! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Where's your proof? This should
There you go. There's your proof.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove that.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver.
But no one
right?
opened their toolbox.
Oh, yeah.
Or
I'm
toolkit.
pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
That must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Sir, do you have any other words?
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
No, apparently not.
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid.
Sir, are you okay? I don't think he's okay.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Yeah, alright! We got an A rank! Yay! We did good. Which means we got 77 medals. Yay! Stuff for presents.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
All right, it is voting time. Da-da-da-da! Yay, he was guilty. Lana, you there?
I don't know why it muted me.
I don't know either. I thought you were being really quiet.
So weird. Oh, wait, that's me, right?
That's you.
Oh, it looks like you got it right on the money. Blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka.
Yahoo!
Was none other than Leon Kawada.
Yeah, he's not doing so good.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second.
Leon. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka? I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch, what the hell's wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
I didn't have a choice. Yeah, you did. You could have ran away when she locked herself in the bathroom. It was kill or be killed.
Like, to be fair, he had just been almost killed. I can't blame him for the whole fight or flight thing, because she did go at him with a kitchen knife.
Right. But if she locked herself in the bathroom...
Well, think about what would have logically happened had he just left at that point. She would have tried to kill him again, because otherwise he would have told everyone that she tried to kill him. Like, I'm definitely not saying that he should have killed her.
Right. Right.
But also, he was kind of in a no-win situation if you think about it too hard.
Well, okay, but like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, he gets out of the room, runs to his room, locks himself in his room, or whatever, and then waits it out till morning, or like tries to go to somebody else's room, banging the door, you know, saying, "Hey, let me in, someone's after me." Then he would have like a witness, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then he could have a bigger survivability
I mean, well, yeah, I mean, like, at this point, he's dead.
Yeah, and then they both. And then, now that they have a witness, and they see Sayaka is the one who is being the violent one, not him, then yeah, he coulda escaped that. But yeah, this is a game, so...
Yeah.
Logic.
I mean, not to mention, like, the problem is that, you know, like, okay, so what did they do when they find out that she just tried to kill him? And do they even believe him that she just tried to kill him?
True.
You know, she is the ultimate pop sensation and apparently mesmerized us with just her smile.
Right.
Like, I don't know about anyone else, but Makoto would have been way on the Sayaka train at that point.
Yeah, you should have ran to Sakura's room and be like, help.
Yeah, please. Although she wasn't in her room, so... Remember? Because she was in Hina's room.
Oh shit. Then who would be the most logical one to go to?
I mean, personally, I'd go to Mondo at that point.
True.
Like, biker gang dude seems like he would be really good.
At
security, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
and like, here's the thing, they can believe him because she got injured, you know. So he'll be like, dude, she totally tried to, you know, it hurt me, and here's the proof. Look at her wrist.
Wouldn't that just be proof that he tried to hit her? There were not a lot of good exit points for him at this point.
Okay, fine.
Like, none of this was good anyways, and he should not have murdered her.
Right.
I'm just gonna put that out there. But,
so that's why I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
None of you are any different. One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. It was complete chance that I wound up like this.
I'd like to point out
I was just
how
unlucky.
Stupid her attempt. Like, if you were going to murder someone, why would you go for him?
Right. That's exactly my point that I was trying to make earlier. I'm like, wouldn't you try to go for someone who's weaker than you?
Like Chihiro, Toko, you know.
Right. Why did she pick Leon of all people?
Unless the hope was that if she didn't succeed, that, you know, she could manipulate people into saying that he'd attacked her. Because I don't think you could do that for, like, Chihiro or Toko. I don't know how far she got down the rabbit hole.
And she must have been thinking real hard.
I mean, if you think about it, she did think really hard with the whole room swap thing. She had her plan.
It just didn't work as well as she thought.
Yeah.
Grrr. Come on! Hey, come on. You expect me to just accept my death?
Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with really is the truth, then that truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped in here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me. I can't afford to be stuck in here! The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. To have to see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka. I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it. Even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
no matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. All you.
Oh. Yeah, it's us speaking. Oh. Boy, howdy, the entertainment industry must be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try to kill someone just because of those relationships. Woo!
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside she descended into pure madness. Yeah, I wonder why.
What did you say?
Phew. I understand, really, I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Passion, intimacy, love, the stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse.
Stop screwing with us! This is all your fault! Sayaka being forced to do something like that? All of it? Everything! It's all your fault! Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma and died. But...
Yeah, probably.
That's enough.
As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. I'd like to point out, we went at Monokuma with our entire body.
Right.
Kyoko grabbed us with an arm.
She is 10 times stronger than we is.
I don't know if that speaks to her strength or the fact that we have never worked out a day in our life.
Exactly why we can't be the killer. Damn.
Yeah. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it!
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leon Kawada will receive this punishment.
Punishment?
Damn. Punishment?
You mean...
You mean execution?
Wait a second!
Wait a second. I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she'd shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's
No,
why...
that's not...
Stop it. I've had enough of this. Oh? Are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him.
What?
If it weren't for you, this would have never happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, did you awaken your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with this sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you?
Shut up!
Okay, well anyway, more importantly,
chills!
let's hurry up and get what everyone's been waiting for, the punishment!
I'm begging you!
I'm begging you, please don't do this.
Hey, come
No more
on
begging,
now.
no more excuses, you must pay for the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it!
Stop! Please!
Stop, please!
No Now then, I prepared
Here
a
we go.
very special punishment.
Bentley Iguanas and baseball stars.
No.
Let's give it everything
Everything we got. It's punishment time. Woo!
Yeah, he's about to have a bad time. Quick content warning for those of you who do not want to see him be murdered.
Yeah, you can avert your eyes at this time.
Game over. Leon has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Some irony for the ultimate baseball star.
Yeah.
The 1,000 blows.
I can't believe he's making them watch it too. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I don't think he's really cared about our mental health so far.
Yeah.
Something about making us kill each other does not seem ethical.
No. Yes, Kyoko, hold us, please.
All right, and for those of you who just closed your eyes, we are back in normal. We are out of that cutscene. You're all good. You just need to know he died. What we saw, that was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Woo! Extreme! Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control!
What's going on?
I can't take
this anymore. We really have to keep doing this. I just can't take it.
Well?
Hey, well, if you don't like it...
Still you.
Oh, I thought, like, every time I see this...
Most of the time it does, yeah.
Okay. All you gotta do is try to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. And that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that. Ooh, poo, poo, poo.
Damn you!
Man, fuck you. Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like it's some dark, awful, secret society type of guy.
Say
what? Kind of? Where's this guy's dark, awful, secret society type of bear?
Well...
So, what are you putting upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Upstanding? Really?
No,
Nah.
I would not use that word for you. It seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. It's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. I don't think that you're trying to say what I'm saying quite fits together. Piece of shit. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame.
Of course we can't cut free of the outside world, being trapped in this insane place.
You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure you'll learn all the mysteries in school. You're thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever.
What are you trying to say?
Hey,
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Kills! Chills! Kills!
Oh, that's me.
That's you.
Anyway, let's get to the Blackened's punishment. That's what everyone's waiting for after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to?
Alright, I said everything I gotta say. I need to save some for later.
And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality.
It's a reality TV show. Hey.
Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started, you had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However,
even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility, but I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway.
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you, which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me for the rest of my life just because you said that.
Out of spite.
How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. Apparently we've said fuck Junko at this point. So, instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you.
So we're your princess now.
As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well, I'm psychic.
What?
Huh?
No, you're not.
Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition.
Wow. He did that.
He did
really
the thing. He said the
did
line.
Thing.
All right, and we have finished chapter 1. And we are down to 12 students.
Oof.
With a to be continued. All right, and we've received the despair bat as a present.
No, you don't want your despair bat.
All right. So, we are going to end here for tonight. Next stream is Sunday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, like normal. We will probably be doing Danganronpa because I'm pretty sure Lemur's family is still here. So, you get another one this week.
A Danganronpa-rific week.
So, we'll see if we get to do some more, how do you say, school simulator, or if we're going to be solving a murder. We'll find out.
Right.
Come back to us on Sunday and find out.
Woo!
All right. You got any announcements before we do wrap up?
No, actually, not this week.
Cool. All right. Well, wash your hands, wear a mask, get vaccinated if you can, and be kind, make good choices. I don't remember what Lemur always says, but, you know, night, everyone. Bye!
Bye!